Hey everybody, it's Big Al. Welcome to Yard Daddy Barbecue. Today we're going to smoke a pork butt, and we're going to prep it tonight and throw it on the smoker early in the morning. So let's get to it. So I've got about an 8-pound pork butt here that we're going to smoke, and we probably ought to get it out of the cryovac. Okay, so we got it out of the package and probably just trim it up just a little bit. Little bone here we're gonna just take off, and if there's, you really don't have to trim it much. I don't do a lot of trimming. It's really to just kind of smooth it out a little bit so you get a nice smooth surface for that smoke to roll around on, and anything like this is just kind of burn up and not be good eating anyway, so we'll just trim that off. Trim a little off this end here. I think I'll leave most of that on. A lot of that will render, and then when we pull it, if there's a little too much, we can get rid of it then. But that's about what it ought to look like when all is said and done and it's trimmed up just a little bit. All right, so now that we've got it trimmed up a little bit, I'm going to use a couple of different rubs to kind of give it a little flavor here. And I think with using a couple of different rubs, by using a couple of different rubs, I think you kind of get a little more depth of flavor, and it's not just one flavor profile. And so I like to mix them in most cases. Today I'm going to use the Cimarron Docks, which I love, and we'll start with that. And I'm going to go a pretty good coat on it because it's a big old fat piece of meat. You may notice I didn't put a binder on it. I don't know that you really need to. I don't think it does much for it. It doesn't really add to the flavor. A lot of people use mustard. But I just think the rub is great, and it works fine for me, and don't have to get too fancy with it. But we'll get a little on all sides, and then this is a rub that I've not used before. It's Fire and Smoke Society Pork Perfect. Like I said, never used it. I like to try new things, so we'll give it a go and see what it does. All right, so that looks pretty good. It looks like it's adhering well. And we're going to actually put this back in the fridge tonight. I'm not going to put it on the smoker till tomorrow morning. So we'll get it wrapped up and in the fridge, and we'll see you in the morning. So it's bright and early. The sun's just coming up. We've got the smoker set to 275, and we'll get this pork butt on there. And get the probe going. And that'll take a few hours, maybe 6 hours or so, and we'll check and action. All right, so the pork's been on the pits and spits for about 5 hours. We've been rolling at 250 degrees, and internal temperature's now about 170, so it's time to get them off and wrap them up. Woo, that's looking good. All right, so it's a little breezy out in the Yard Daddy outdoor kitchen, but that happens when you're cooking outdoors. Got the pork butt out. We're gonna add a few ingredients and wrap it up, get it back in the smoker, and get it tenderized. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I always want to put a little more seasoning on when I'm wrapping it. So we're gonna hit this with a little more of our simmer on docks. Ooh, that is blown around a little bit. Ribs. This is kind of traditional. You got to have some brown sugar. So I'm going to put a little brown sugar, probably just a little bit more there. And you can use regular butter. I just happen to have some of this parquet sitting in the fridge, and I use it for ribs. It's pretty easy, and you don't have to slice it up or anything. Get a little of that on top. And then I usually put in a little apple juice. For whatever reason, I don't have any apple juice in the house. I didn't go and buy any, so I'm going to try something new this time. We're going to try a little pineapple juice. It's crushed pineapple, and we're probably going to just pour a little of this juice over and pour a little of this crushed pineapple in here. That will give us some extra moisture to kind of base this in, and that should help it make it really moist and tender. So I don't know, never tried it before. So let's had to hide my foil so it didn't blow away, but we'll get this wrapped back up. And we'll get it on the smoker. Got the probe in. Should be done in 2.5, 3 hours. Well, okay, it's been about 2.5 hours. The probe says that we're a little over 200, and just tested it. It seems to be very tender. So let's pull it out and see what we got. Okay, I about dropped it. All right, let's open it up. Ooh, baby. All right. Hey, it smells great, looks great. We're gonna let it rest for a little bit. Hopefully that pineapple will add to it what I didn't have for the apple. We'll pull it and try it in a little bit. All right, so I've let this rest about as long as I can stand. I gotta try it. So let's, probably still a little hot. Just a little there. A little on this side. Ooh, that looks good. Some great bark on there. That's good. No apple juice, no problem. Let's try it. I make a little Carolina barbecue sauce, kind of a mustardy sauce that I like on pork. Let's try a little of that on here. Oh, that's some good pork. There is nothing wrong with that at all. So hey, if you like the channel, like the recipe, stick around, subscribe, come back another time, we'll make some more good stuff.